Welcome to Ohio Audio's YouTube channel. Enjoy this chapter. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. The Steward Demonic Emperor, Chapter 21. Trouble Comes Knocking. The second day, Zhuo Fan was meditating in his room at the tavern when hurried footsteps closed in. Captain Pang rushed in with an anxious face. Sun Clan has us surrounded outside. Slowly opening his eyes, Zhuo Fan evoked an odd smile. They're finally here. Why are you so calm? Zhuo Fan walked outside without a care. I've been waiting for them. Tell the siblings to come out too. Captain Pang couldn't help but roll his eyes helplessly. Zhuo Fan was the official Luo clan steward and called them young miss and young master in others' presence, but when they were alone, he had no such restraints. If it were the past, Captain Pang would have gone the distance in enacting the clan head's rules. But he got used to the tough-looking but soft-hearted Zhuo Fan. He had the habit of criticizing the siblings on and on, but he was the first to jump in front of them when the need arose. Just like yesterday, when he rebuked Luo Yunchang for speaking out of place and coming close to ruining their deal. Although feeling wronged at the time, the young miss knew when they saw Long Jiu leaving that Zhuo Fan had done a great favor for the Luo clan. With how the rundown Luo clan turned in a million spirit stones, they wouldn't be in the precarious position of living on the streets or relying on others. What was most important was Long Jiu's evaluation of Zhuo Fan. As long as the Luo clan had him, it would soar. A capable man stands at the top. Captain Pang rubbed his chin, taking one last look of admiration at Zhuo Fan, then went to get the siblings. Soon, Captain Pang accompanied them to Zhuo Fan in the tavern's hall. Luo Yunchang still bore the marks of grievance from yesterday's tongue lashing on her face. Let's go, young miss and young master. Zhuo Fan gestured outside with his eyes, and Luo Yunchang snorted as she pulled her brother along. The tavern keeper opened the doors with a creak. Luo Yunchang showcased her young miss qualities by shifting her posture and expression to ones worthy of such status. Zhuo Fan even sighed inside that she was a prime example of a clan's lady. 30 Sun clan guards stood outside, key condensation experts. In the lead was Sun Yufei and a tall, dignified young master. He held a fan as his ghostly eyes roamed over Luo Yunchang's lithe figure. Noticing his gaze, Luo Yunchang shifted hers to Sun Yufei. Why has young Miss Sun brought so many people to look for us? Humph! Why ask when you already know he offended this young miss in the Kai manner? Sun Yufei pointed with hatred at Zhuo Fan. I will make sure to wipe out all of the Luo clan today. Luo Yunchang knitted her brows and pulled Luo Yunhai tighter, but a look at the relaxed Zhuo Fan eased her tension. It was in these moments of extreme danger that Zhuo Fan dissolved all problems. Be it in front of Kai Rong or even Long Jiu, his cunning and meticulous planning pulled them through. In front of those two experts, these people were nothing. Luo Yunchang knew, as long as Zhuo Fan was calm, the matter was as good as settled. Seeing Zhuo Fan unflinching, Luo Yunchang began to smile, lifting her chin with confidence. My Luo clan had lorded over Windgaze City for centuries. You think we'll bend over just because you say so? Young Miss Sun, your clan has only been here for just a few decades. Please watch your tone. Luo Yunchang had finally recovered the lofty bearing she had in the time of Luo clan's prosperity. Such confidence left others speechless. The audience reduced Sun Yufei to a shrew servant while raising Luo Yunchang to a noble lady. Noticing their expressions, Sun Yufei's face was inflamed, bursting with Yuan Qi. Luo Yunchang, I will teach you the meaning of a fallen clan. She charged for her, and Captain Pang rushed to protect his young miss. But before they could meet, A fan rested between them. Cousin Sun Yufei watched him with bloodshot eyes. Without paying her any attention, he showed respect towards Luo Yunchang. Young Miss Luo, please forgive my cousin's lack of manners. We have come to your home for your steward to seek justice for my cousin. It does not concern young miss. If you hand him over, I guarantee not to harm any Luo clan member. Cousin, didn't we say we're going to destroy them? Why? Sun Yufei was panicking, but he covered her face with the fan. I could also bring back the glory of old to the Luo clan. No need, Zhuo Fan is part of the Luo clan. If you're looking to trouble him, then you're dealing with the whole clan. If you have any complaints, come to me. I am in charge of the Luo clan. Luo Yunchang stood fearless before all. Losing his smile, the youngster shook his head. I urge young miss to not be taken in by emotions. If you knew who I am, you might not say the same. Frowning, Luo Yunchang glared at him. I am You Quan, a disciple of Hell Valley. W.H. Luo Yunchang was shocked and took 2 steps back. That's 7 noble houses. Ha ha ha, scared now. Sun Yufei laughed with pride. Everyone, besides Zhuo Fan, sported grim expressions. There was no reason to fear meeting Long Jiu since they were negotiating, but in this case, they were at odds with the Hell Valley. Any from the 7 noble houses needed to only lift a finger, and a mortal clan would fall or thrive. No wonder even the clan head, Kai Rong, saw the Sun clan girl with importance. Her clan had a connection with the 7 noble houses. Zhuo Fan. Luo Yunchang grabbed his hand as her voice trembled. With a reassuring smile, he stepped forward. I am Luo clan steward, Zhuo Fan. What do you think of fighting one-on-one? Humph, cousin was right. You are an arrogant slave, sneered You Quan as he approached him. All of us against someone like you will smear Hell Valley's reputation. With his last word, a whoosh sound traveled, and You Quan disappeared. Zhuo Fan's eyes narrowed, somersaulting backward. When he looked forward, a trace of blood flowed down his face. As blood dripped from his cheek, the youth now occupied Zhuo Fan's previous position. Humph, so you've managed to dodge it. You Quan eyed him evilly, as if he was toying with him. 6th layer of key condensation, demonic cultivator. Zhuo Fan squinted and smiled. Interesting. When You Quan attacked like a demon, if Zhuo Fan wasn't a veteran demonic cultivator, it would have killed him. But this revealed Hell Valley's nature, that of a demonic faction. If another met such a problem, he'd have a hard time coping. Demonic cultivators gained power through any means, filled with danger and ruthless natures. Righteous cultivators took the opposite approach, taking it 1 step at a time. They weren't as impressive as demonic cultivation experts, but they hardly encountered problems in cultivation. And this explained why, despite only being in the 6th layer of key condensation, You Quan was far more dangerous than a righteous cultivator at the same level. Yet Zhuo Fan was in the 2nd, and 4 layers of difference would make him hard-pressed even against a righteous cultivator. Luck had it, though, that Zhuo Fan was an old monster in demonic cultivation, knowing his fair share of its arts and methods. This was his only hope of success. Are you all right? Luo Yunchang was anxious, watching the blood trail down his cheek. He wiped the blood and showed an excited smile. It wasn't that he never fought with higher layers before, just that they were all righteous cultivators. This was his first encounter with a demonic cultivator in this situation, and he began to enjoy the novelty of it. Fight. Even if the Luo clan wasn't here, it was still important to go through with this fight for the sake of his meticulous schemes. This fight followed no logic, as his boiling blood dictated his movements. The bloodthirsty look in Zhuo Fan's eyes caught You Quan off guard. Common sense told him his first move should have robbed Zhuo Fan of his life, and even if he escaped by some miracle, he'd be scared witless. But instead of fear, Zhuo Fan showed thrill and thirst for battle. Can it be? You Quan thought of something but was forced to block. Bam! A blood palm exploded in his hand, pushing him back again and again. When he finally stopped, his hand was dripping blood. Cousin, be careful. Even Kai Rong suffered from this palm, Sun Yufei advised. You Quan frowned, his casual expression turning grave. This is going to be a pain. Never thought I'd meet someone like him. He saw Zhuo Fan sporting a grin, and he sighed inside, while also raising his vigilance. If I had known, I wouldn't have caught myself in this. The Steward Demonic Emperor, Chapter 22, The Most Dangerous Man. Demonic cultivation had a single pursuit, power. Meanwhile, the righteous path followed set rules to form a solid foundation, and advance one step at a time. Because of this savage pursuit, demonic cultivators were seen as madmen, resorting to any despicable means to further their might. This was why righteous cultivators feared them. Fighting them was tantamount to fighting a madman. With this knowledge in mind, You Quan began to regret fighting Zhuo Fan. Despite being confident in his success, fighting an unscrupulous demonic cultivator would be sure to come with negative repercussions on his part. I need to settle this quickly. You Quan's eyes flashed with murderous intent, and dark blue energy came out of his palm. The air around him chilled in an instant, and even Luo Yunchang, who was 10 feet away, felt the cold biting her. She was aware of its danger, and her heart was in a panic. But before she could warn Zhuo Fan, You Quan turned into a black shadow and charged. All the flowers along the way wilted. High Mortal ranked martial art, Hell Claw. Bam! The blackish, cold energy struck Zhuo Fan's chest until the latter spat blood along with pieces of ice. Humph, I have your heart. No matter what you're trying to do, it's useless. You Quan was pleased his sudden strike worked and relaxed. There were 4 layers of power between them, and even if demonic cultivators, no matter the weird techniques or savagery, once one's heart was in a vice, he couldn't use most of his power. It was the same as being powerless. Sun Yufei cheered at her cousin's success. Kill him, while Luo Yunchang and the others were nervous. Nodding inside, despite knowing his cousin was rash and prone to anger, You Quan had to admit her words this time were true. A demonic cultivator enemy must never be left alive, because a demonic cultivator's vengeance will always be ruthless. Now another dark blue palm aimed for Zhuo Fan's head. Humph, die. Luo Yunchang and the rest were in shock, hearts in their throats. But following an explosive sound, Zhuo Fan's head was fine while You Quan was flung like a ragdoll, trailing a bloody arc in the air. Blood palm. Zhuo Fan bellowed, staying in the move-executing stance. That's impossible. You Quan crawled to his feet and clasped his chest with an incredulous expression. I sealed your heart. How can you still use martial arts? Humph, there's nothing bro Zhuo Fan can't do. Luo Yunhai stuck his chin out as Luo Yunchang and the others chuckled in relief. But then, Zhuo Fan spat out another mouthful of blood. A sudden hole was now adorning his chest, which leaked blood. What's going on? Luo Yunchang was stunned while Captain Pang rushed to support the collapsing Zhuo Fan. Only You Quan understood and cackled. He seemed to have exploded his heart on purpose when I used my skill on him to break out of Hell Claw's grip. He won't have long to live. What did you say? Luo Yunchang was nervous. Ignoring her, You Quan ridiculed the hazy-eyed Zhuo Fan. Such a pity. If you were at my stage, your move would have ended with mutual destruction. But it ended with quickening your death. Even hurt, I can finish you off. He rushed for Zhuo Fan, and though his speed dropped, it wasn't something Luo, Yunchang, and the others could cope with. No, Luo Yunchang jumped in front of Zhuo Fan with her arms spread. You Quan sneered. He, young Miss Luo, I would hate to kill you. Whoosh! The Luo clan members saw You Quan's claw, but were powerless to stop it from approaching Zhuo Fan's head. You Quan wanted to kill Zhuo Fan in front of them. Sensing the incoming danger, Zhuo Fan gave out a strange smile. Bam! Suddenly, the blackish claw was caught in a vice-like grip. Mid-mortal ranked martial art, hidden dragon claw. You Quan raised his head to find a warm face greeting him. It belonged to a youth of around 18, dressed in golden clothes and a scholarly face, yet having a sharp pair of eyes. Long Ji. You Quan gnashed his teeth. Sun Yufei was in shock. Veiled Dragon Pavilion. You Quan, do you need to kill for every little mistake? Long Ji smiled. Humph, that's my business, but out. Shaking his head, Long Ji might look kind, but there was a certain determination in his eyes. I was ordered by Uncle Jiu to protect the Luo clan. If you want to kill him, you have to go through me. Why is the Veiled Dragon Pavilion suddenly? Sun Yufei trembled, never imagining the Luo clan could gain the help of Veiled Dragon Pavilion. The Sun clan was under the protection of Hell Valley, and even though the Luo clan only had 4 people, they had the Veiled Dragon Pavilion to back them. Based on background, the only clan that could fight the Sun clan in Wingate City was the Luo clan. This deflated Sun Yufei's superiority. A clan under Veiled Dragon Pavilion's backing was bound to rise. Gazing at Luo Yunchang, Sun Yufei hardly hid the hatred in her eyes. Humph, Long Ji, we have the same strength. You think you can protect them? You Quan looked at Zhuo Fan, hanging on by a thread with killing intent. With a serious face, Long Ji said with coldness, You Quan, don't forget your wounds. Think you can match me as you are now? Before he could retort, Long Ji said, I know what you want to say, that a demonic cultivator can show 120% of his power. But if we fight here, it will incur an open war between our houses. Are you prepared to bear such responsibility? You Quan hesitated. Hell Valley and Veiled Dragon Pavilion were of the 7 noble houses, yet also at odds. It was only a matter of time till war broke out, but not now. If he ruined his clan's plan, he wouldn't be able to bear the repercussions. Just when he nodded, a hand grabbed at his chest. He rushed his Yuan Qi in a panic to block the attack, but a sudden blood energy messed up his control. In but an instant, the hand pierced his chest and gripped his heart. Didn't your master warn you? In a battle with demonic cultivators, never let down your guard or you'll forfeit your life. A familiar voice reached You Quan's ears while his eyes were greeted with Zhuo Fan's evil grin. Why you can't, You Quan was in shock. Zhuo Fan was on the brink of death yet, now had the energy to move around. But what was even more baffling was that he was stronger and faster than when Zhuo Fan first fought him. Everything was clear now. He fell in his trap, and not just him. He turned to the equally shocked Long Ji with an imploring gaze. Save me. Die, Zhuo Fan's demonic voice echoed in the two's ears, and both shouted. No. It was too late. Zhuo Fan already gouged out You Quan's heart. Blood flowed like a fountain from You Quan's chest as he collapsed. He didn't want to fight a demonic cultivator, since every move was planned and vicious. Cousin! Sun Yufei cried in pain as she walked in a daze to his body. Sun Clan's guards took her and left in a rush. They no longer had a backing, and this place was filled with veiled dragon pavilion's men. The calm Long Ji, witnessing death for the first time, swallowed dryly and turned to Zhuo Fan. He saw the still beating heart in Zhuo Fan's hand and broke out in a sweat. He saw his fair share of demonic cultivators, but Zhuo Fan horrified him the most.